This is the 888 Poker PGA EuroPro Tour, where after two events we've seen a new name emerge and an old face return. Who will be the next player to enter the EuroPro Tour winner's circle? In your face!
I think they're pretending that they know what they're doing.
Stop laughing.
Under pressure.
Oh dear. Still to come this season, the Tour heads to inland courses Collingtree Park and Frilford Heath, before taking trips to the coast to play three classic links tracks in Murray, Montrose and Princes. These are just a few of the exciting venues to come this summer. For event number 3, Burhill is back. The Kerry London Championship returns to this prestigious Surrey club, which is a real favourite with the players. The new course is always presented in wonderful condition, offering a true test for the pros, with large greens and well-placed bunkers throughout the almost 7,000 yards par 72 track. Local lad Billy Foles was the 2012 champion here and has already made an impact this season. He lies 6th in the order of merit after 2 consistent performances. Dan Waite is the latest new name to enter the limelight, winning the opening event at Wensum Valley, whilst last time James Hepworth claimed his 3rd EuroPro title at the first Asprey Hall Classic. This season has got off to a flyer and the rewards for a successful summer are clear to see. At the recent BMW PGA Championship at Wentworth, former EuroPro star Mark Warren narrowly missed out on his 3rd European Tour title, losing to Matteo Manassero in a playoff. Of the current crop, Dan Waite leads the way on the EuroPro rankings, followed by James Hepworth, Stiggy Hodgson, Elliot Saltman and Paul Grinnell. The top 5 after this tournament will receive an invite into the Scottish Hydro event on the Challenge Tour, as will the 5 highest placed Scots. So, lots to play for. 10 Challenge Tour spots, a £10,000 first prize and a trophy and a title to your name. The Kerry London Championship could be about to get very interesting. With 18 holes left to play, here's how the leaderboard stands. Confirmation that Richard Wallace and Nick McCarthy share the lead, 3 shots clear of 2012 champion Billy Foles, who's closely followed by Spain's Sebastian Garcia-Grout and George Cowan. Time to get the Kerry London Championship underway with your commentators John Morgan and Simon Golding.
Well, it really doesn't get much better than this. Beautiful day, beautiful course, and alongside me in the commentary booth, the irrepressible John Morgan. John, what a final round to look forward to.
Oh, this is going to be an absolute beaut. I mean, this golf course is set up absolutely fantastic. Bunkers are great, greens are unbelievable, nice bit of rough. I mean, we're going to see some good scores.
The boy from Clandeboy, Jonathan Caldwell. Little bump and run at the second. Well, I think he'll take that.
A fairly straight putt here. This is slick. I mean, greens are running very smooth. I think just a nice lock it and rock it. Whoa.
Oh, Billy paused for thought there. Now Oliver Farr, so many times in contention last year, but unable to kick on, and it's all about learning on this tour. And Farr's got to do exactly that. Rolls it back in, but a long look at the hole. Wondering what might have been. Now, Sebastian Garcia Grau. What a great player this young man is.
Yeah, this guy's been around for quite a while, actually, Simon. He's a very good player indeed. Can chuck in a real low round now and again, that's for sure.
Yeah, more about that later. George Cowan, our friend from the northeast, trying to put a little fishy on the dishy today with a decent final round.
I like this guy. He's got a hairdo like mine. Baldy's our best. Good boy, look at him. Proud of it.
Now
No Bobby Charlton there, is there?
Billy Foles, this boy out on the course. I mean, he's just a monster, isn't he? And if he can keep it all under control, will he be able to repeat what he did last year? That charging round of 64 to win here at Burhill. And he's certainly got a chance.
Like his nice solid posture there, hands forward, lock it and rock it. And took a little jump on him at the beginning there, might just send it to the right, but still a little bit of work to be done.
Yeah, I can tell you George went on to make his part as Sebi at the first, looking to go to 5 under.
Oh, this is running smooth, is it?
Oh, go on.
You the man. That's the spirit, soldier. That'll get your round going, that's for sure.
Awesome start from the Spaniard, originally born in Bedford but moved to Mallorca when he was 9. Will be enjoying the sunny conditions today. Oh, and Foles, he's going to have to see a few of those down if he's going to make it happen again for a second year.
Yeah, like they say, drive for show, putt for dough.
Now Jason Dransfield at 4 under.
Turn. Oh,
Misses his par chance though, and tell you what, John, look at these shoes.
I know, mate. That's definitely a bit of a jazz band looking, jamming dude, that is. I love them shoes.
Only missing the spats, really.
He is indeed.
Now another quality player, Richard Wallace, 8 under, leading into this final round.
I like this guy's swing. Really gives it a good old heave-ho. Very aggressive, taking out the flags, and, well, look at that. Phenomenal.
Yeah, I love it when you get technical, John. Now, from the messy stuff, McCarthy from Moortown up in Leeds. Player that has threatened, been on to the Challenge Tour. Back playing a few EuroPro Tour events, and a player we think will kick on.
I mean, that was a great shot. Out of thick rough, able to stop it so quick. Brilliant. Right, there we go. Come on, right up in the air. Going with the wind. Gonna have some run on this, I'm sure. Oh, look at that. Cool. That's like 50 yards a run.
Well, in a head-to-head with his playing partner, Billy Foles, he'll have enjoyed that. Let's see if Foles is up for taking on the challenge. This boy can crunch it.
This is going to go into orbit. Wrigley's orbit. Minty. Oh, that stopped quick. Didn't have Seb's nice bit of run on that, or that would have probably driven the green.
And then, John, let's take a look at this Billy Foles swing. It's something else, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Fantastic. Solid base. I mean, you can see body, lower body not really moving a lot, really working onto that right side, and then it's time to unleash. Here we go. Turning the hips right out of the way, massive extension through the ball, amazing balance. I mean, really is good balance. And yeah, this boy, no wonder he's so consistent.
The golfer Arnie Schwarzenegger could have been.
Definitely. He's a stunt double, he's your man.
Now Caldwell looked very balanced on that tee shot, 2 under at the moment for Jonathan.
That's a great shot. I got to play his course the other day. Absolute cracking golf course. You know, old Clandy boy up in Northern Ireland.
Now McCarthy for birdie to take him to 9 under. He against Wallace. That is a mouth-watering encounter. And look at that. That's confidence from young Nick.
Yeah, man. Just got up to it and ripped it straight in the back of the cup. Dent the back of the hole out. That's what I like to see.
Wallace has got to do the same. The kind of territory that Foles missed from, though. But no problems on that occasion. So our leaders going along nicely. Back to Foles. Second shot into this par 5 second. Got a bit of work to do.
Oh, I've seen that trap right behind him. He didn't move his hips out the way, and then all of a sudden get that little squeaky one out to the right. But I mean, honestly, he's got plenty of green to work with there. Shouldn't be a problem. Be able to get up and down, no worries.
Now, you mentioned the fact that Garcia Grout is capable of carding a low one. Well, in 2009, he equalled the world record for the lowest pro score at 58 at El Valle in Murcia. What's your lowest round ever, John?
Mine in competition is 10 under. So, but in just normal rounds with my mates, I had a 58 too. But it was round, I think he had it round a par 71. Mine was like a par 70, so he's got the edge.
13 under for the Spaniard. Not bad.
That's
not bad.
unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Great golf.
I've had a 58, but the back nine wasn't so good.
I love it.
And then back to the action. Again, these boys driving this second really nicely. And that's the point of this course. You know, there are rewards for great golf.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this is a great hole for scoring on. I mean, it is tied easiest hole on the golf course for the week. You know, I think, you know, it's going to be, I mean, there's 2 par 5s out there that are really going to be dominant. You know, they're going to be able to get the birdies, and I think they're going to be the easiest holes on the golf course, and this is definitely one of them.
Caldwell will not be happy with himself. 2 shots dropped in 4 holes.
Yeah, that hurt. Hopefully he can regroup and grab a few early on. He won't be happy with that. As you can see, he had plenty of green to work with. I mean, great pace, just got the line wrong.
Yeah, such positive memories from last year for Foles with that 64 on the final day. And he's going to have to do something like that if he's going to get in touch. Sebi then, eagle putt.
Yeah, can he hold another beast?
Come on. No, a little bit shy there.
All right, here we go. Come on, he got big feet. He's a big lad, isn't he?
Oh, George.
Nice shiny shoes. It's a
Yeah,
good
It's
swing.
been a theme of the day, isn't it? The shoes and the heart of the green once again.
Yeah, the old FootJoy classics are coming back in the show.
Not too happy with himself there. Similar sort of position to Dransfield earlier in the round. Now birdie opportunity for Foles. Not exactly the way he dreamed of playing this hole, but that'll do.
No, that was solid. That was absolutely solid. Great stroke on that. Great rhythm. A lot of authority through the ball. Definitely getting it up to the hole. No slack in there.
Foles to 6 under. Garcia Grout to try and join him. Oh, wiped his feet.
He used all of the hole for his advantage there. Good man. That's a lovely start he's just got off to there. Couldn't ask for a better one.
Now, what's McCarthy going to try and do with this ball?
Grip it and rip it.
Oh, beautiful sound from the grass.
It's got to come in high, try and land it soft.
He was willing it to come back round, wasn't he? And nearly, so nearly.
No, definitely. I mean, look, got a good lie. He's got very fortunate in this rough. He'd be able to get a lot of club on this. Oh, I think he likes it. Staring it down.
Very, very good.
Perfect club. Perfect club.
Our
Great
leaders
distance
are
control.
really putting the pressure on, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Now Cowan wasn't happy to be here. It's not an easy putt. It's one of those tricky greens. A lot of terrain here as he just tries to control that pace over the slope, and that was always going to be a problem for Cowan.
Yeah, I think a lot of the players are going to be very tentative on these greens. They're very, very slick, smooth, very subtle undulations, and I think, you know, they're going to really struggle. They've got to be on their game.
Beautiful from McCarthy. Oh, so much flight in the first part of that shot, and he really did give himself a chance there.
Yeah, that was awesome. Great short game. This is obviously for a nice juicy par.
Well, they say old man pars your opponent out there on the course, and at the moment Hemstock playing to that, can't find a birdie.
That's what I like to see. Get the other player to attend the flag. Whoa, whoa.
Just went off in my hand, officer.
Had too much threaded wheat. Been watching too much of Ian Botham, I think, back in the heyday. Could he have 3 or 4?
Yeah, so Beefy Wallace now left with a long opportunity for his birdie to go to double figures under the card. And he's made rather too much work of this hole.
Unfortunately, just probably too pumped up, got to a nice little start, and just got carried away with that hole.
And that means Nick McCarthy can sneak it here. There you go. Very well done from McCarthy. And the man from Moortown, he say yes. 2 holes played. McCarthy goes to double figures under the card to take a single shot lead over Richard Wallace. But tightly bunched after that. We're heading for a cracking final round. Now then, one player who isn't on that leaderboard is a man called James Hepworth. He made the cut, but he's well off the pace at the moment. And the Tour's latest winner spoke with today's golfers Kit Alexander ahead of this final round. Here's James and Kit.
We're fortunate here to be joined by James Hepworth, winner of the Asbury Hall Classic. James, it was the first event in a while for you. What were your expectations going into it?
If I hadn't played for so long, I didn't really have any. I've been in practice, I've been hitting it really well, and just the course was in great nick. You know, that was a big advantage, I think, for me. And I just felt comfortable on the course and played well.
And at 37, you're one of the elder statesmen on the PGA
I'm not the freshest at
EuroPro Tour.
37, but I still keep pretty fit. I think that's the key. You know, if you look after yourself, you can keep playing. It's not like tennis or football. You've got a bit of a shelf life. Golf, you can, if you maintain your health and your fitness, you can prolong your career.
And how much of an advantage is experience for you over some of the younger guys on tour?
I think winning and is an advantage for sure. But there's a lot of good players out here, and it's hard to win. You don't win every week, and you just got to keep going through the processes and just believe in yourself.
And I believe you're a Bradford City fan.
Yeah, we got promoted, so that's good news.
Did you get to see them in either of their appearances at Wembley this season?
Yeah, I went to the Swansea game, which wasn't a good. It was a good day out, but we got absolutely hammered. But I watched the playoff at home, which is fantastic.
So Bradford City as good in playoffs as you are then?
Well, yeah, I suppose they are.
Right, we're on the par 5 fifth. Fantastic par 5. I must admit, out of bounds all the way down the left-hand side from start to finish. If you're Farmer Giles, he's going to be collecting your ball. If you're a fader of the ball, you're going to have to start it over that. So you're going to have balls the size of coconuts to take this shot on. If you're a draw of the ball, well, it's made for you. Honestly, you can't get any better. Right, you've got these 2 horrible bunkers here if you bail out from the out of bounds, and then you've got all this thick rough and the trees over there, place you don't want to be. And then good old James over there is still where I was yesterday, and this is what happened. There we go. You don't want to be doing that, do you? As we carry on down this hole, as you can see, all this out of bounds is just flying all the way down the left-hand side, and you're going to be around here with about a 3-wood in your hand. Now, the shot you're having that you can play is obviously you can bail out down the right-hand side, which is an easy option, but then you've got a tricky chip to a funky little green. So a par 5 is a good score.
John, I don't know if this is a worry for you, but there's an old funny-looking geezer out on the course who's pretending to be you.
I don't know who he is. I'm not associated with that man.
Mean hole, this one, then. Oh, dear.
Well, he looks like he's just done what I told him not to do. I think the tractor will get that one.
Well, we'll see more drama at the 5th, I'm sure. Billy Foles, part of a very good travelling group of pros at the moment, playing out of Wentworth, headed, of course, by Ross Fisher. Great group of golfers there at the moment. And this man as well has got the quality.
Mate, solid swings all round. I mean, he is showing mega consistency at the moment. I mean, anyway, this is that bunker I was talking about. Absolute brutal. But look, you just seen that. His right foot totally slipped away from him. You've got to shake your feet into the bottom of the sand, make sure you got a stable base. And he didn't do it.
Now the man from Mallorca.
The old Spanish hands. Not too bad out of that thick hay, that's for sure.
Now Billy making an absolute rickets of the 5th.
Oh, that's drawing. Don't go too far left, my friend.
No.
He's back in there again. Straight OB.
Well, it's not often I lost for words, John, but that's one of those times.
Well, I didn't think he'd do anything like that, because obviously you've got to learn from your mistakes, but when your head is folding, you know, that's what happens.
Foles, well, misses his birdie opportunity.
Jingle jangle, bit of change in there, bit of loose change.
I can tell you Billy went on to make his par, which is something this man isn't going to do.
Well, he's got very fortunate there. I mean, that ball went so hard into that, and it's obviously stopped before the out of bounds. I mean, he'll take that, count his lucky stars there.
He'll be wishing he'd seen your feature on the 5th, I can tell you that, John.
Definitely. And then let's see what this man's got. Has he got the minerals? Oh, he just lacked on that one.
No minerales then for Sebi. And a long, hard look at the hole. Never a positive body language. Now, double bogey putt for Hemstock.
Well, this would be a get out of jail free card if he can roll this one in after a disastrous start to the hole. Oh, lagged it in the jaw. Oh, don't worry, my friend. Tap that baby in, move on, clear the brain, go and have a banana and a sip of drink and move on.
Yeah, it's going to be a fairly strong drink, I think, after that one from Hemstock. Now then, Wallace, winner of the PGA South Region Order of Merit for the last 3 years, tied 108th at the BMW at Wentworth. So coming back into his game, as it were. We know he's a consistent performer, and he's got a real chance here on this final round at Burhill.
Definitely. I mean, he's got a good swing. I mean, that was straight down the pipe. That was a really good shot.
And Nick McCarthy, the number of final day commentaries we've done on this man over the last 3 or 4 years, quite incredible. He is always there.
He's got a bit of the old Tiger Woods follow through there, a little hold off. Very Tigerish.
I think Garcia Grout spent the early part of his life in and out of hospital, suffers from a condition called spina bifida. Still gives him problems with lower back and hip. And was told at one point by doctors that he wouldn't even walk, but my goodness me, has moved into a fantastic professional career.
We couldn't walk up and place that in a better spot, that's for sure.
Now Caldwell, we saw him having problems earlier on today. Dropped 2 shots in the first 4, but how beautiful is that? Those big skies over Surrey.
That looked awesome.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, that is hot chocolate comes to mind.
Genius golf from Caldwell. So should be a birdie on a very tough hole. Now, birdie chance. We haven't seen any putts from this side of the hole today. So Wallace with something different.
I mean, we've seen this putt before. It is so fast past that hole. And obviously earlier on, he just absolutely wrapped one miles past the hole. So a little bit tentative there.
Now, Garcia Grout has avoided the trouble so far. But John Morgan's nasty 5th.
Is he going to bail out like I said? Some people might. He looks like he is.
Dropped like a stone.
And the trouble is, where that pin is tucked today, that is a nasty one. You can see that wind coming off that right-hand side, which means his chip there is downwind, so you're going to find that so hard to stop the ball.
Birdie chance then for McCarthy. Coming out of that cut, was up and after it straight away. Knew he hadn't got the line.
That's the trick with the fringe, though. When you're putting through the fringe, you don't know quite what it's going to do. It can bump, it can snag up, and all of a sudden it goes offline.
Now Foles, we've talked about his power on the course, but that side of his game, the finesse side, is good. Now it's got to be Sebi time. Garcia Grout's got to conjure up some magic here. Oh, go on.
Well, I didn't know he was in the bunker there. I mean, I didn't know there was a bunker over there. So, I mean, that was an absolute beautiful shot. That actually helped him. He was able to generate so much spin out of a bunker. I mean, he got away with that one, and he's played an absolute gem. Oh,
Quality from the Spaniard, not so much from the Yorkshireman.
That's a shame, that one. I mean, he deserved that. It was a good shot in.
I can tell you, Wallace made his par, but that bogey's brought Nick McCarthy back in touch with him. As Foles, well, not the first misread he's had today.
Agonisingly, just drifted left. I mean, Seb will be watching that because they've got quite similar putts there. He'll be having a good little read, seeing it's breaking right to left. I mean, it's going to be a little bit straighter for him. I thought he was on the same line, but it's going to be straight and firm, straight in the back of the hole. Yeah, good putt, my friend. Hell of an up and down that is. Nice birdie.
Bit of volley from Sebi. Now Wallace at 5. Bearing in mind your feature on this hole, John, this could be a real problem spot for both Nick and Richard.
Yeah, this is, you know, you got to be positive. Play with what you've got in your bag and commit to it. I mean, if you pull out of it, well, like I said in the feature, be careful.
Now, here's a swing you like.
Yeah, I do. I like when he gets to the top. I like real big lag that he brings down into this shot now. You watch the first movement right down in there. That right hand, you know, right elbow really sticking into his side, and then flipping that club right out towards the target. I mean, obviously, with that swing, it looks like he leaped one out to the right, but he's got very good fundamentals.
Now McCarthy to hit his drive at the same hole. And we're going to have a little look at Nick McCarthy's technique as well. Always good to be able to contrast the golfers back to back, just to try and highlight some of those differences in the swing. See which one you like best.
Well, there's so many good golf swings in this game. I mean, you can see he's stuck on that left-hand side very well, a bit stack and tilty. I mean, and he works it so well. Great extension through the ball, really is. I mean, he'd be a very consistent player, that's for sure, with a swing like that.
And funnily enough, he is. Great stuff from Nick McCarthy. Now, Caldwell trying to pull things back together, got himself to -1. Beautiful shot at the last hole we saw him on. Oh, he's doing it again. He's switched on finally in this final round.
Very aggressive player. I like players like that. Very exciting, that's for sure.
Oh dear, oh dear. Not where George Cowan wants to be.
Yeah, this is a tough one, especially this 7th is very unforgiving. You've got to take your medicine there, my friend.
Now then, fascinating opportunities for players at the 5th. As we've seen from Hemstock, an opportunity to destroy your card, but these two swinging the club really nicely in these final 18 holes, and that one has just leaked out to the right.
Yes, those bunkers are lurking, but he's making it for an easier shot where that pin is. I mean, you can see this big low raking draw trying to bring it back, but no, it's just stayed out there, straight in the bunker. Beach.
Very neighbourly. So more magic required at 5. Caldwell, chance to go to 2 under. Repair some of that damage earlier in the round. Let's not count this young man out from a decent finish. And remember, money on the line. We've seen players miss out by a matter of pence over the last few seasons on the order of merit. So you've got to get every single pound you can in the bank.
Yeah, it's agonising. I must admit, to miss it by a couple of pounds is very frustrating.
Well done, George. Good reward for taking his medicine and then making the follow-up shot. Now McCarthy, huge pressure. These next 2 shots are massive in terms of this final round, and that's pretty well done from Nick. It's kicked on a little bit.
No, you'd be happy with that. That's not that bad. That was a hard shot to play. But now, obviously, we can see this. This is where a bit of Seve flair might have to come into play here. Leg outside the bunker. I'll tell you what, brilliant shot. He'll take that.
Wonderful stuff from Wallace, and we could see another swing on the scoreboard after the 5th. Now this to try and tidy things up. Oh, no.
He's obviously, you know, this is a 3-putt here. I mean, agonising. Just hit a great recovery shot, chance of a par, and has walked away with a double.
Well, this is huge for Wallace. Out from the bunker very nicely. Similar putt to the one we saw from Garcia Grout, and down it goes. So Richard Wallace moves himself to 11 under, and things starting to look very nice indeed for him. McCarthy, I can tell you, missed his putt but made par, so he remains on 9 under, but it's a 2-shot lead for Richard Wallace, and at the moment on this final day that is like gold dust. Right then, time to hear from Kit again. He's with our leader. He spoke to him ahead of this round.
I'm chatting with Richard Wallace, who's made a fantastic start here at Burhill, 8 under after the first 36 holes. It must be a course you really like, Richard.
Yeah, played here a few times. I'm a member of the PGA South region, so we play here a couple of times during the year. So yeah, it's fair to say I know the course probably as well as most, I would have thought so.
And does it suit the strengths of your game?
Yeah, I've been working hard with my coach this year, and last year. Had a few main tour starts, so I've worked quite hard this winter on fitness as well as my swing, and I think that's been a key part of the start to the year.
And you won the Southern PGA Order of Merit last season, which got you a start at the BMW PGA Championship at Wentworth last week. Good preparation for this week?
Yeah, playing last week, it does set you in good stance for today. Given that you're playing with main tour boys and you're competing against the top end. So yeah, playing against them and then coming here, it does give you a bit of a boost.
What's it like for you to pit your wits and your game against the best players on the planet?
Well, it's something you kind of aspire to do, isn't it? I want to be playing main tour, I want to be playing majors. My goal has always been to play majors. So the European Tour is the only way you're going to do that one, obviously US Tour. But I made a couple of cuts last year on the tour, which helps you. It's a big difference between believing you can do it and know you can do it. And once you've made a couple of cuts, I think it does help to push you along.
And how far away do you think you are from fulfilling that ambition of getting on the European Tour regularly and appearing in majors?
Yeah, my game's all right. When I'm playing well, it's the same as everybody. When I'm playing well, it's good enough. It's not eliminating those bad shots, because all the boys hit bad shots. It's about making those bad shots a little bit better. If you can get away with just making a simple bogey or just, I think that's the name of the game, really. I don't think it's about being perfect, because it's not a game of perfect. It's just keeping it sensible.
Here's a red spot, 250 yards off the tee. This is the 7th hole, ranked #1, hardest hole on the golf course. Treacherous driving hole. This is real tight in this area right here, as we see, between bunker and water. I mean, people that are going to be a little bit scared of going in that bunker could be afraid of this water, and this is what will happen. Straight in there they go, absolutely nightmare. Have to take a drop penalty, next shot to the green. Or they bail out, and this is what can happen. Straight into that bunker. Ugh, nasty little shot ahead. Let's go and try it out. Right then, this is what I'm left with. Tricky little second shot, about 150 yards, as it says on the old scorecard here. Well, course planner, I should say. We got a tricky little green to go with. That breezes straight into wind. I got a nice little juicy lip. As you can see, I got quite fortunate with my ball, run back into the middle of the bunker. I got a little 7-iron in my hand. I know that's a bit weakish of me, isn't it? I feel like I'm a bit like that. Should have had my protein shake this morning, but anyway, here we go. Let's give it a go. Oh, baby, be as good as you look. Boom! Have that! Here we are at the 7th green. Second shot in, as you can see, an absolute cracking shot. I'm chuffed to bits with that. Bang on the button. A little beauty I've just hit there. Obviously, I've got to repair my pitch mark. Can't forget that, because honestly, the PGA would be right on my backside onto me if I didn't repair that baby. And obviously it's bang on my line as well. Obviously showed you I had a little bit of check on it, Anyway, I've got to line this bad boy up. And I've got to do what Jack Nicklaus used to do. And he used to knock these in for fun. Let's see if I've got the minerals. Oh, you forgot my caddy. James, grab the flag for me, mate. I don't want to get a shot. Lovely lad, isn't he? Lovely. Centre cut. Thank you. Birdie. Front right pin position tomorrow. Absolute brutal pin position to come into. Final day, an absolute classic. The guys are going to be coming in with about a mid-iron, a few big swells on this green. If they attack this pin, they're going to be in serious trouble. And if they get the club slightly wrong, this is what could happen. And I tell you what, that is not the place you want to be. Real tough up and down. This is why it's ranked #1 hardest hole on the course.
Tell you what, Morgan, you talk a good game. You should take this up.
I must admit, I look at that and I just go, fair play, move on.
Well, unfortunately, they're not allowed to throw it off the tee. They've got to hit it, and Garcia Grout, once again, doing what he's done pretty much all day, finding the fairway. But you get a bit of a feeling at this stage in the course that this just got real. You know, this is where it's going to start happening up to the turn.
I mean, this is a massive hoik. This is so far left. Go, bent it like a Beckham.
Hemstock trying to put the nightmare of the 5th behind him. Never easy, but at least he's got holes to play with.
Come on, keep filtering, keep filtering. I'd be happy with that. That was a lovely swing.
Now, 12 months must seem like a long time ago for Billy Foles. This time last year, he was hammering his way to victory.
He looked like he got away with a good lie in that rough, but can he capitalise on it? Just gone to the right-hand side. Like I said, he's going to have a bit of a knee trembler there.
Now, Sebi just coming in over the corner of that water to that tricky pin position. He's tried to go at it, but that's gone, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that could be down in no man's land. Yeah, we'll need to see his special Spanish hands on that one.
Now, birdie chance for Hemstock. Yes, well done. The repair work has started for Billy. We've got a couple of Billies out there on this final round. Here's the second of them. Looking to get back in business at the 7th.
This is the trick here. Keep your angle, which he done very well there. Kept his angle and floated up nice and high and landed it soft. Perfect. Textbook stuff.
Coming back towards the clubhouse on his front 9. George Cowan with his second into this 9th has dropped back to level. Oh, he'll like that. He will like that. That's pretty much a nailed-on birdie then for the man from the northeast.
That is what you call a crowd pleaser. The crowd would go absolutely nuts if they were all wrapped around that green. Right, Seb, let's see what you got, dude. Nice, very nice.
Yeah, that's been a feature of his round. So far, he has had enough when it's been required. Now back on the tee, McCarthy alongside our leader, Richard Wallace. Both men playing pretty tidy golf. And that lead's been pinging back and forth between the two. I think that's where this tournament is going to be decided. Although Foles will be hoping he can get in amongst it. It's got to par this first, though. There we go.
Nice to see him hold a few putts. I think this guy, honestly, fundamentally is sound. I just think he misses a few too many, and I think practicing will definitely improve his game. We'll see him definitely get a win under his belt by the time the year's out, that's for sure.
Good save from Sebi as well. Yeah, I think you're right. Billy Foles tied 6th at Wensum, tied 5th at Asbury Hall, so that consistency tag definitely be improved. Now, our leader, 66 on the first day, 70 on the second, and he's moved to 11 under in this final round, and that didn't sound or look good.
Well, I tell you what, he's pin eye left. Absolute great course management there. He's playing with such confidence. I tell you what, keeps playing like this, he's going to be a very hard man to catch. I mean, this guy's going to have to pull out some great shots. I mean, look at this, look at this. Hold on, ball, hold on. Don't go too much. Ooh, he got lucky there. He knows he's got lucky. He won't be able to see that from where he is. He's think that's gone down in that swell I was talking about. So, yeah, he's going to get up there and be very pleased.
Just helped him stay there.
He's up quite high on that. Going to be landing softly this one. Spin. That's not too bad. I'm sure he'll like that putt when he gets there. A little bit left to right. Bit firm through that fringe. Make sure it gets through nicely. He'll be all right. There's a nice relaxed swing again. You can always tell the quality of the strike when you see a little bit of backspin on it. Means they really got into it, middle of the club face, right down, solid through the ball. Yeah, very good striking from the big man.
Now, every time we go back to Richard Wallace and Nick McCarthy, it's a real head-to-head feel. Oh, scorches it.
Yeah, great pace putting, that is. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, we heard in his interview before the break how he's going to try and manage this final round, and so far so good for Wallace. Now Foles. Well, he'll be frustrated with himself after that. Would have liked to have given it a go.
Yeah, never up, never in, as they say. I tell you what, he'd take putting, I must admit. I mean, he definitely would have thought he'd have been chipping from down there. But I tell you what, I'd be happy with that. Walk away with a par. I mean, like we've seen from the tee, he threaded it right between the water and the bunker, which was obviously a brave thing to do, but the reward is you're going in with a lot less club. Here we go. I did say left to right, but started a bit too far left to begin with. Came back and then straightened up a little bit. I'm sure he thought he had that when it started to break.
Well, knock this in to stay at 6 under. No, 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 no.
Seb, what you doing, dude?
And Sebastian Garcia Grout will be very frustrated there. Maybe he had his foot on the next tee.
He's a very level-headed man, so you'll take that in his stride, take it on the chin and move on.
Now here's a familiar face. Sniffer, Graham Clark.
Oh, good old Sniffer, man. Always smiling, happy as Larry. I tell you what, we had some good days back in the old England days when we were amateurs.
So you would be happy if you won as many tournaments as he has on the EuroPro Tour. Multiple winner, Graham Clark. Now Wallace with his tee shot at the 8th. I totally agree with you, John. I think there's a real confidence to this man's play in the final round. He's looking good.
Mate, it's an amazing, it's a fantastic golf swing, great rhythm. I mean, he looks like he's in total control. I mean, we might see a couple of weak shots during the course of the round, but overall, he's right in the zone.
McCarthy, 175. And another solid shot from him. These two playing some good golf today.
Yeah, they're chucking darts out there. I mean, brilliant, brilliant to watch. I love it.
First bit of breeze here. Slightly exposed part of the course at 9. Just blowing into Garcia Grout's face on the tee, and that's where the ball's gone. Right to left.
You'll be happy with that, though. Look at this for a takeaway, guys. We'll see him really lean into that left-hand side coming down now. We're going to see so much movement in towards that ball. And the hands really, those hips firing right out of the way. Massive extension again. I mean, good balance, as we've seen the last couple of swings, all with great balance through the ball. You know, the one thing the amateur does do is lose their balance. There's a lot to be said in holding it.
Brutal into the ball from Sebi. Now then, Graham Clark. Well, that's a shame because Johnny's had a fabulous round today.
Yeah, he's actually a cracking round. I mean, we don't normally see him miss too many putts, but you'll take it on the chin.
Now McCarthy, birdie chance, and you feel that he's got to do these if he's going to keep pace with Wallace. Wallace looking very comfortable.
Yeah, you've got to turn the tide. The tide's not changing, unfortunately, for man McCarthy.
Now this is where Garcia Grout ended up. Not too bad.
Yeah, let's see if we can get away with one here.
Yeah, go on, that'll do.
Yeah, be happy with that, definitely.
Richard Wallace then. This to go to 12 under and take a commanding lead.
Ooh.
Oh, it's dropped. It could have stayed up, but it's dropped.
This is what happens, though. I mean, if you lose a tournament, they stay out, they stay on a lip, agonisingly. When it's your day, your tournament, they just go straight in the hole.
Oh, you heard it here. John Morgan thinks Richard Wallace after that putt. Well, Caldwell not in contention, but he'll be happy with that one.
Yeah, I take it all back.
Now, Billy Foles, haven't seen him out of the sand much today.
Oh, just took a little bit too much sand. Fortunately, it just came out a bit heavy.
Yeah, tried to go for the blaster. Well, he's built for that sort of shot. Now then, our first chance to look at this fabulous closing hole here at Burhill.
Yeah, and absolutely beautiful. As you can see, it's absolutely so picturesque. Beautiful contours, trees on the right coming into play with the ball flight, trees on the left, lovely bunker. Fantastic clubhouse to look at from the distance, and obviously our fantastic graphics there are showing an absolute cracking hole. And in real life, I tell you, it is beautiful.
Yeah, not everyone favours a par 3 finish, but this hole certainly presents a positive case for that. Graham Clark through the goalposts. Oof, but he's left himself a shocker there.
Yeah, that is what you call a beast from the east.
Now Wallace trying to put the finishing touches to what has been a very good front nine so far. Such an assurity about this young man's game at the moment.
Yeah, he's right in the wind here.
Oh, where's that gone?
It's like it's landed on granite. It was a massive bounce. I think he's absolutely all right, I think.
Well, McCarthy would have seen that, playing alongside Wallace in this final round.
It looks like it's turning over. Could be a runner.
No, just going to hold up.
Yeah, well said. Right, come on, my friend. Time to turn the tide, Seb. Not this bad boy in. Come on, you deserve one.
No. And, no more Olays at the moment from Sebi out there on course. Now then, Clark with a horrendous putt.
Yeah, you got to hit this one hard. Get out of that slope.
Oh dear.
My goodness.
Such a superb round, and that is really frustrating.
Halfway for ladies, as they say.
Goodness me. Billy Foles then. He's got to make a big par here to keep his challenge ticking along.
Oh, he was staring that down. I think he thought he had that putt. That was a good, firm roll. These putters nowadays, doesn't matter what you have in your hand as long as it works. Small, big, bladed putters nowadays, it's all changing. As long as you get that ball in the hole in the least amount of shots, who cares?
McCarthy just waiting for the boys to clear the green. Well, a little cautious from Nick McCarthy. This is where Wallace ended up, and he'll be thanking his lucky stars. Now, can he make it count?
Well, he's not too far from the hole. There's a nice little fill shot in there. Let's see what he's got. He struck it obviously pretty good. It stopped very quick on that second bounce before it went into that rough. He'd be quite happy with that one.
Now Billy Foles forward to the 10th.
Come on, come on, get one in. Come on.
Not quite. It's not horrendous from anybody at the moment. It's just a few golfers now treading water, not really making a move on Wallace at the top.
He seems like he's the only one holding putts at the moment.
Now then, Clark. Will we see a little flash of aggression from this man to finish his round off?
Yeah, he don't know anything else. He's full on aggression.
Oh, always the entertainer, and that is a good round of golf.
Good man, Clarkie. Great round of golf, my friend.
So 69 for 3 under. As we go back to Wallace at the 9th. Flag in. Now I wonder how this will affect his mindset. Oh, he's gone at it.
There he has. That flown through the fringe there and off down the hill with a nasty putt coming back. Oof. Don't like those.
Now Sebastian Garcia-Grau with a putt that finally drops. Well done to him.
Sing hallelujah. He's got one.
Oh, don't start singing again, John.
I know, sorry. You seen the duck earlier? I was about to do the Rubber Ducky song.
Now Wallace repairs very nicely indeed, and that is a sweet finish. So this man, even when he gets a bit of pressure, is able to cope. And Wallace stays on 12 under, 4 under for the day so far. It's a very good front 9 from the leader, and a very healthy 4-shot lead over second place Nick McCarthy. Looking good for Wallace.
Question time. It is not permitted to use a tee to mark the position of the ball. Is that true or false? We'll tell you after the break. Welcome back. Before the break, we posed you a golfing teaser. It is not permitted to use a tee to mark the position of the ball. Is that true or false? The answer is false. Rule 21. Well, I'm joined by David Cook, General Manager here at Burhill. David, thanks for having us back. 5th year of the championship here. It just goes from strength to strength, really, doesn't it?
It's been an excellent event. We really have been very blessed with some great talent. The last couple of days have been so much better from a weather point of view, and I think it's put those pros under a bit more pressure with this sort of prevailing wind that we've got at the moment.
Oh, it's nice to have a little bit of sunshine, isn't it? Let's talk a little bit more about the weather, because you are famous here at Burhill for the speed of your greens, aren't you? But it's obviously been an interesting and a difficult spring. Has that made the greens a bit slower this year?
We've sort of had a very prolonged winter in respects that all through last summer, as you probably know, because we had a very wet EuroPro last year, all through the winter and into the spring this year, it's been a very difficult time to encourage that growth on. But in the last sort of 6 or 8 weeks, the lads in the greenkeeping department have worked particularly hard to bring these courses up to the standard it is today.
They're still quick, aren't they?
They are quick. Yeah, they're running at just under 12, so that's quite quick at the moment.
OK, the players love it, though. They do love playing here, don't they?
They do. I mean, the par 3 18th is a real challenge, and where Rob Sergey, the course manager, set the pin positions today just at the top of the green, they're going to find that very difficult to put into.
Yeah, we can't wait to go and watch them. In fact, let's head there now. Thanks very much indeed.
More than welcome.
And back to the action.
Well, thanks to David and Tony. Back to that original question. John, what do you mark your ball with?
Well, what can I say? A few things come to mind.
Let's not go there. Now, Wallace, what a fantastic front 9 from our leader. And the man playing alongside him, who I thought might benefit from this. I think just Nick McCarthy's felt a bit of pressure from Wallace. Got to settle down to his own game, coming back to the clubhouse and see if he can make anything happen. You know, Wallace may put a foot wrong, may make a mistake. We will see.
Definitely. Well, you say about, I mean, he's got a big shot here. He's going to take it on. Oh, looks like he's dragged it low and left. Well, how wrong was I? I mean, that is what you absolutely call a fantastic shot. It must have faded back. I couldn't see it in the sky. Beautiful shot in the end.
Jason Dransfield at 14. Saw him miss a putt earlier in the round, but has remained at 4 under. Second shot into this par 4. And that'll do nicely.
Well, that was a lovely shot.
Now, Wallace seems to be giving himself chances at the moment, John, on every single hole.
Yeah, unbelievable. Flawless, really, at the moment. I mean, if this goes in, well, honestly, he's just running away from it at this rate.
And more confirmation of the quality of these greens. You heard from David Cook running at 12 or just under 12 on the stimp meter. That is rapid, but they're so true as well.
That's the thing. I mean, once confidence is on your side, I mean, these greens are going to make you hole more and more and more. As soon as you get a bit scared of them, well, you know, you're going to be very tentative, and yeah, obviously you'll start missing a lot of putts.
Great putts from our final group. Billy Foles still in play at 11. Dransfield then is to go to 5 under.
It's Fred Astaire shoes.
Oh, I tell you what, if you're going to wear shoes like that, you've got to be able to play, and this boy can play.
Right then, this would put the cat amongst the pigeons if this goes in. Might propel him up into some serious confidence if this goes in.
Well, again, it's good, isn't it?
Simple birdie. Never harmed anyone.
Far hasn't managed to kick on in this final round.
Oh, look at it.
Well,
Look
he
at the
wins.
spin on that. That was what you call, he's probably got so much spin on that, like got straight into the back of the ball. Amazing strike. I mean, unfortunately, he didn't pitch it about 10 foot past the hole, because that would have been awesome.
Foles still not happening for him, and the big exhale after that putt confirms his frustration. Far then, just struggling a bit in this final round. Oh, well, how about that? I'd like to struggle like that, you know.
Like you said, I think his first all week for him, holding a big putt.
13 under. Wallace absolutely romping it at the moment.
Yes, he's on the crest of a wave here. He's playing sensible. I mean, look at this, not taking on, making sure it's in play, ready to attack the next shot. So he's far enough back to get some more spin on it as well, to control it. Being very wise, very wise.
Yeah, just basically asking questions of this man and just saying to McCarthy at each hole, you want to beat me, you've got to outplay me, and McCarthy's going to be forced to take some risks. Well, that draw just taking the ball on through the green. Now then, Garcia Grout, 194 yards. 7 under for the Spaniard at the moment.
Good hold, this par 3. That's a lot of you. Got to really commit to this shot.
Oh, and he has.
Yeah, that's an absolute beauty. That'll be probably one of the best of the day there, that's for sure.
Oh, Foles would give him a few quid for this shot, I tell you, if he can repeat the same.
The size of this man says he's got 2 clubs less coming into this hole. I mean, look at that.
Look at that, inside. Lovely stuff. It's almost match play between Foles and Garcia.
2 phenomenal shots. Brilliant. So he plays this. See? Little bit of spin, all that control.
Yeah, clever stuff. Right then, let's take a look at the 16th with John.
Well, this hole is a risk and reward hole. You can actually take on the green if you want to, but what's lurking down the right-hand side is a lot of mess, loads of trees, bit of water in deep. Those bunkers on the left are in play, obviously, but you can take this green on. If you lay up, you're coming in with about 100, 110 yards, but you've got these 2 bunkers to play with that are on that left-hand side, and the green is really funky, topsy-turvy. I mean, not an easy hole at all.
Is it another one of these shape holes that just will suit certain players?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you either love it or you hate it. You definitely look at it and you think, yeah, easy. Let's just go and rip straight at it. And the next minute you'll be like, ooh, I don't know, I'll get the 5-iron out and just poke it down the middle.
Well, Grout and Foles are having a cracking go at this at 12, but that was a very nervy putt from the Spaniard. Bit of a stab. Eagle chance for McCarthy, I guess you can call it a chance. But it's a very, very long way outside, and he's raced it past.
I was very surprised to see him putt that. I mean, such a distance off the green, you'd think he'd actually fly that and spin it, get some kind of control. I mean, that was an extremely long putt. It was like putting at St Andrews on one of their double greens. I mean, it's not something you really want to do.
And a nice little read from Foles. Yeah, that's interesting. Sebi just asked him if he hit that straight. But no, he learnt from your putt, Sebi.
So you can only do that on the final day. Couldn't do that halfway round, you know, on your second round. But nice that they're talking and getting along, helping one another.
That was a real opportunity for Dransfield, so he'll stay at 5 under. McCarthy, so frustrating if he doesn't pick up a birdie. Well, he does. My goodness me, he had to work for that. Well earned from McCarthy to go even further under the card. Is it enough pressure, though, on this man? That's the point.
Yeah, I must agree. I mean, this guy looks like he's going to walk away with it, but you need to hold putts like McCarthy did. Stroke wide. Well, I just missed that one.
Yeah, he'll stay at 13 under. Dransfield wasn't able to move his score on, so coming down 17. 5 under. Second shot into this par 4 from Jason. Just seemed to check up on him there.
Good hole 17. That's a lot of you off the tee.
Now 12 epitomises this golf course. Tough but fair, John.
Oh, extremely. Great hole. Love this. All about the strike. Oh, he's left himself a little beastie putt there.
So Wallace, at the moment, imperious. Very difficult to see anyone touch him, but got to remember, very important to get money in the bank as well for the players who are going to finish off the pace. So we could still see some really interesting contests coming in over these final holes.
This is that putt. You really need to work on your pace. I mean, crikey, we've seen this time and time again, either going 10 foot past or 10 foot short on these long putts. I mean, the nerves are getting the better of them.
Yeah, I think a couple of racy putts from McCarthy, and that's just in the back of his mind. Transfer for par.
It'd be a shame to drop one here after 2 nice shots onto the green.
Oh, you're just kicking yourself, aren't you, from where Jason was?
Especially with these greens. I mean, you got no complaints. You know, where you hit it is where it stays. I mean, it just comes down to pace putting. I mean, you got to stare it down. You know, read it right. You know, and just make sure you get the pace right. I mean, it's easier said than done, but you know, make that your first objective.
Yes, indeed. And another one drops for Richard Wallace. He moves himself to 14 under, 6 under for the day to keep a nice 4-shot cushion ahead of the fighting Nick McCarthy. Sebastian Garcia-Grout, he's moved himself into 3rd all by himself. Interesting story, this boy. He's with Kit Alexander.
Sebi, what are your hopes this year after a very positive tied 3rd finish at Q School?
I would like to win a few tournaments to try to be top 5 end of the year, and well, basically that's my main goal.
You've had to overcome a lot of injury and illness in your career, having been born with spina bifida. Has that held you back in your golf career at all?
You know, like normally you say that when you get older you start to have body issues. Is that I've got all that when I was very young, so I've gone through that, and when I'm getting older, I'm feeling each time physically better. I feel great.
Has overcoming these difficulties increased your determination to succeed in golf?
Well, that's a good question, because last year after the tour experience, and that affected me quite a lot mentally, and I was very close of quitting golf for the first time, that I really had to sit down and speak to myself and say, okay, Sebi, or you do one thing or you do another thing, but decide yourself. And I'm just going for it, full optimism and will to go for it, and just go for my dream.
Why did you choose to pursue your dream on the EuroPro Tour rather than on the continent?
I like England, the golfing atmosphere, I like it very much. I have some family here, friends, so there's a lot of positive things that I like coming over here and play this tour.
The PGA EuroPro Tour is a tour with a number of youngsters looking to make a name for themselves. How do you feel to be competing against guys in their late teens and early 20s?
For me, I think it's the same, you know, 18, 20, 30, 40 years, it's all about golfing and playing and doing what everyone likes, you know.
We're at the par 3 18th hole. Fantastic last hole. Beautiful. This is, as you can see, trees on the left, a place you don't want to go. It's really thick in there. 2 beautiful trees on the right-hand side that really come into play with your ball. And you've got this green, this wonderful green, slopey green from back to front, absolute beauty. And the pin is going to be back left on final day. And obviously the beautiful clubhouse you can see in the distance, and everyone's going to be out there enjoying themselves, having a few drinks. Anyway, I'm going to hit a shot here and try and perform an absolute cracker for you. So anyway, I'm thinking in the region of a 4 or 5 iron, and I'm going to bottle it and go with a 4. Right, trust me. Here we go. Hold your line. There it is. Game on. Here we are at the green. Tough green, like I say, pin back left, real tricky pin position on the last day. I'm going to try and play a few shots for you around the green. I think this area right here is going to be, gather a lot of golf balls. So I'm going to try and play one for you. And I think it's going to go kind of something like this. Funny lies down here. What I need to do is get something a little bit high, open that club face a little bit. In the middle of my stance, try and land it a bit soft and let it release a little bit. I'm kind of happy with that. I'll take that shot. Right then, guys, come with me. Little half a club too much, and you're going to kind of come running through the green, and you're going to kind of be around about here. And you left yourself with a, not a very nice shot. Down and away, very slopey. You're going to have to play an absolute beauty here, a bit of a Seve special. Now I think you need to open that club face a little bit, or you could bounce it in front of you and try and hop it on the green. It's a little bit more conservative. Let's try the old outrageous. Run for me, baby. Run for me. And the crowd goes wild. And the crowd goes wild. Right then, obviously, coming down the 18th, if you don't quite hit the right club as well, you're going to find yourself, you've got a couple of these little slopes that come into play. And you can either run off down that way or run off down this way. And this is what could happen. All I do is just let it go and watch that baby fly. And if you're under pressure, you don't want a 40-footer, 2 putts, 40-footer, not what I want.
Come on, John. No one listening, just between you and me. How many takes to get those 3 shots?
142 come to mind.
That was one take, wasn't it?
It was, mate. I got very lucky.
You're a natural. Well, I think Dransfield would have liked a second take.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's definitely one of those holes, your breath of fresh air to hit the green.
Now Foles. Oh, what's he done here?
Oh, he's hoiked it. That is a duck hook, if ever I've seen one. Ooh, that could be real smelly in there. He's in the lap of the gods, I think.
Tricky one for Dransfield. Tough to get the pace right on this. Always worried about the one back, and well, rather like Graham Clark earlier today, just didn't give it anywhere near enough. Well, he's found it.
Yeah, he's played a good shot out. Very sensible. Man with his power, you could even see he had to give that a good old heave-ho to get that out there.
Now let's see if Jason Dransfield can finish up on a high. Not quite.
He might have just hit a little spike mark there, just kind of bubbled on him at the start. I mean, people not picking up their feet maybe. But I tell you what, I mean, not a bad scorecard. I mean, loads of birdies. He's obviously got the game with birdies, but he chucked in a few bogeys as well. I mean, 1 under par for his round. He won't be too disgusted with that.
Yeah, we've talked about the importance of keep getting those results, even if it's not quite your day. Seve on 8 under with his second shot into the par 4 14th.
He was talking to it, and I tell you what, it listened. He's left himself an absolute monster of a putt.
At last, Billy Foles with a shot he'll feel in control of. Oh, and that's what he can do.
Pin seeker. Great shot.
Yeah, important to mention, top 5 on the order of merit after this tournament go to the Scottish Hydro Challenge on the Challenge Tour.
Yeah, that's a great event. Big event, that is.
Oh, Richard Wallace trying to make certain that he gets himself up to the top of that leaderboard with a win. Beautiful stuff.
He's just running away from it now. It is his day. Everything's going in. Now look at this for a beastie putt. He's giving it a right rap at the hole. And that is a phenomenal touch. Very Seve-like.
Now McCarthy on 10 under. Does he have a chance in the closing stages? He won the Pro-Am coming into this tournament. And I'm afraid not with putts like that. That was a really strange one from Nick McCarthy.
As you can see later on in the day, just you know, if your last closing groups, a lot of people been playing on there. If they don't pick up their feet, a few little spike marks can weave their way up and sometimes take it offline. But I mean, he was well overdue for a putt there, and he finally got one.
Great save from Billy Foles. Remains on 5 under. Now Wallace at 14 will not want to do the same as Foles here, but he's been pretty accurate off the tee today. Played within himself, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, looks in total control. You know, he had a game plan, he stuck to it, and obviously you need to hold the putts, and he's hold his fair share today, that's for sure. I tell you what, that's gone miles right.
Wee bit leafy in Surrey. Oh dear.
Yeah, look, the crowd are going over to try and find it for him. I mean, this is a cracking hole. Great driving hole. You'll see the water come into play on the left-hand side. It's 285 yards to get to that first bit of water on the left, so it's in play. I mean, you got to hit it down the eye of a needle here with a driver if you're going to take it on, but I would leave it far back, so you got a longer shot in with about a 5 iron or a 6 iron. Take your medicine. A 4 on this hole is a fantastic score.
Yeah, nice one, John. Now the players have had plenty of time on this hole over the last few days, so they'll have their strategy in this final round.
Yeah, I mean, this hole here, Seb is taking on the driver, letting the big dog eat, as they say in America, and he's an absolute cream cracker there. He's in position A, only just off the fairway, but I tell you what, it's sat up lovely, so he's at a good angle there.
This will be a bit nervy from Foles after his tee shot at the 14th. Where's this gone? It's kicked on again, and very similar distance from both men.
Yeah, they've got a good read from one another there.
Now Wallace, second shot into the par 4 14th. Moved himself to 15 under.
Looks like it's left half of the green, is it? Yep, just left of the pin. Lovely shot though, very controlled, very sensible.
What's his mindset from here with a lead like this?
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Thank you, Dr. Morgan. Now then, McCarthy with all the work to do. Got that little bit of spin to bring it back into play.
Yeah, he struck that good, probably too well, unfortunately. Flew it over the pin and not enough spin on it. Right, Seb, let's see what you got, my friend. Probably in a region of an 8 iron there. Really high, coming down soft. Ah, beautiful. I mean, that's the glory of taking on with a driver, able to go in with a real lofted club.
And a very similar position on the edge of the fairway for Billy Foles. A couple of yards more in distance, and well, beautiful judgment from both players. Absolutely bang on there with their distance control.
Mate, you took the words right out of my mouth there, Simon. Absolute quality that was.
McCarthy, double figures under the card. And oh, goodness me. Well, if any single incident says, sorry, mate, but your name ain't on the trophy, then that for me is it.
Yeah, Larry Lipout comes to mind. That was a nasty one. Very cruel game sometimes. And there's the other side of it. All of a sudden hits the lip, but then falls in. I mean, but then this man is seriously overdue a few putts. He's missed his fair share today. It's nice to see him hold a few.
Well, Foles makes his. I can tell you Garcia Grout missed his birdie chance, but made par. And Wallace now playing without a care in the world. This man has no weight on his shoulders whatsoever, and broad grin.
Mate, that hole is the size of a bucket for that man today. He's just looking at it and thinking, simple Simon met a pieman.
Big payday for Richard Wallace on the cards. That'll climb him up the order of merit. Now, Sebastian Garcia Grout.
Yeah,
a bit of messy stuff there.
Yeah, you better watch his wrist in there. That seems like it's floating to the right. I hope I'm wrong. Yep, now that is a bit smelly.
Well, McCarthy might just get a couple of chances to improve his situation.
But he's opted for the 3-wood there to take that water on the left out of play. And obviously, as he's hit it down the left, he's coming up short of that water. Only just, but honestly, I tell you what, very wise play.
Good thinking then from the man from Leeds. Now then, this is not pleasant.
My goodness. Watch out for the snakes.
Oh dear. That's about all he could do really. Just try and chop it out and back into play.
I'm looking at this man's arms, he won't have a problem getting out of this stuff. I'll tell you what, my goodness, that is thick stuff in there. Don't matter what size you are, you're going to struggle.
Well, it's just getting better and better for Richard Wallace as he continues to improve.
It's a great swing, so simple. It really is. Very impressive.
Well, it's lovely, isn't it? He's in an absolute purple patch here. He's clearly playing well. He's got no pressure at all, and I think we'll see some lovely golf for him to finish. McCarthy coming across the reeds, the water feature. He won't have time to check out the scenery, though. It's all golf for him. That'll do.
Comes to mind, you know, white man can't jump, you know. I'm in the zone, man. I'm in the zone.
Just leave it hanging. Great film.
It is, isn't it? Woody Harrelson, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wesley Snipes.
You're lookalike. Not Wesley, Woody.
Yeah. Ralph Munson, they used to call me.
Oh. Now then, McCarthy is the man that has tried to stay with Wallace today. You got to hand it to him. He's given it a good go. But a few frustrations boiling over during the course of the 18 holes. I think that's been the same for what we can call the defending champion, Billy Foles. Again, another tentative putt from that sort of range, and that's been the least convincing part of his game today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, left to right putts, you know, for a right-hander can be quite strenuous sometimes. It's hard to look around over your shoulder to get the right line. I mean, it's a common putt missed. I mean, well, look at this. I mean, I'm in shock how he's missed a putt.
Sporting applause. I can tell you McCarthy went on to make his par. And Sebastian Garcia Grout to try and stay at 8 under. Oh, all the way round the complete circuit of the hole.
Yeah, horseshoe.
Well, it's horse something.
Yeah, it's rubbing salt in the wound, that is. Old Seb, don't worry, mate.
Look at this. Richard Wallace, 6-shot lead, playing beautifully. Just crumbs for the rest of the field by the looks of it. McCarthy and Garcia Grout, though, will want to hold on to their 2nd and 3rd places, respectively. More action to come after the break. Welcome back to the Kerry London Championship, the par 4 16th. A good birdie chance, but Foles and Garcia Grout in the penultimate group both dropped shots here after their tee shots found that thick rough. So not a given, and you've got to be wary.
Absolute beautiful hole. You can see this green, the way it's shaped, looking at you, very topsy-turvy. Gonna have to judge it to perfection.
I love those holes in a final round where players, you know, come to them licking their lips, but they do cause problems, and this is one of them. Wallace, our leader, by quite some margin now, 6 shots ahead of everybody else. Well, Nick McCarthy, his nearest challenger anyway, at 16 under, and that's pretty good.
Well, you can see, so sensible. I mean, in no position to want to have a go at this green, just getting the iron out and flagging it straight down the middle, just to give him a chance again.
Back to one of our favourites then, the closing hole. The 18th, over the water, through the 2 big trees, and first player we've seen to get it into that zone.
Yeah, it is. I thought he was coming into play where I'd done that shot earlier. I think, you know, it's a tough hole to take it on down that left-hand side. You've got to, you know, got to have a man of steel about you.
Just about going to stay on that top level, so Caldwell and Farr, good shots from them.
He's definitely left himself the easier putt out of the 2, that's for sure.
Billy Foles at 17. Wouldn't say the wheels have exactly come off, but just a couple of shots that you don't expect from the big man.
Cool. Thunderous drive.
That's huge, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a great drive. Position A. Be going in there with no more than a wedge. 9-iron from there.
Sebastian Garcia Grout, the Spaniard.
He's giving that a right clout. Ooh, and he's down there. Oof. Thick rough down there. I'm actually quite surprised here. I thought he'd have picked the right club a little bit more, just gone beyond that tree and left himself an easier shot. Instead, he's having to take it all the way over. But what can I say? I mean, when you're on, you're on. I mean, nothing fears you. I mean, this is a pure example. He's obviously had a pop at the green. He's a couple of shots behind, well, quite a few shots behind, and, you know, he's having to pull a lot of trick shots out the bag.
Yeah, I think it's got to that point in the day where McCarthy has to think about his position at the end of the day, and a second is really what he should be playing for. Well, stood up pretty quickly after hitting that putt, did Caldwell. There's the gallery. That's usually a sun trap just there. Nice cold one in your hand, watching the boys come in.
Get the factor 20 out.
Factor 50 for me.
Burn, baby, burn. Unlucky there. That'd be nice to see a 2 there. Not many people are getting a 2 on this hole. What do we say? Absolutely fantastic last hole. And there's your card. I mean, some early drop shots, a couple of birdies, drop shot near the end. I mean, he's not going to be over chuffed with that one over par. But, you know, you pick up a nice little check.
So another solid finish to a tournament from far. Caldwell looking to stay on the same score, and there we go.
Yeah, well, what can I say about that car? That is a mixed bag. Russian roulette comes to mind.
Right, we're at the 17th hole, par 4, real strong. Ranked second, actually, at the moment. We've got 292 yards to this far bunker on the right-hand side over here with all these trees, so they're not going to be wanting to go over there off the tee. They're going to be headed all the way down here on the left-hand side, taking this bunker out of play that's just behind us and heading down into this rough. Now, I've just hit it down here. Let's go and try and find it and play this bad boy. Come on, mate, I don't know where it is. We got to try and find this. Ah, there he is. Right, we got him, mate. We got him. Well, I don't know if I like that lie. Well, I've got a 52 degree here, and I think I've got about 130 yards to go. Well, this is what I would do. Back of the stance, hands forward. Got to make sure I get to that ball first. And I'm gonna, obviously, I need to be like Bubba Watson here and give this everything I got. And anything up by the green, I'd be very, very happy with. Wish me luck. I mean, that's all I've got. All I got to offer. And I tell you what, I'm actually quite pleased with that.
Hey, Bubba Morgan, well done. And look at this. Garcia Grout in virtually the same place. Are you clairvoyant today?
I tell you what, I got it on tap, mate. What can I say? You know, I'm reading their minds.
You don't want John Morgan inside your head, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you.
Well, don't say that, honest. I'm not that bad.
Now then, Foles and Garcia Grout. Let's see a good solid finish from you two. Decent enough tee shot, and you can see where the consistency comes from with Billy Foles. You know, he doesn't tend to do a lot wrong, and if it breaks for him, he's there.
Well, I couldn't agree more, but I find him so unlucky there. I mean, that's a great towering shot straight into that pin, and so much spin.
Big read from Nick McCarthy. Playing partner Richard Wallace trying to talk it in for him.
Well, like they say, the professionals miss it high side, and that was a pure example. Amateurs miss it low side. He was very unfortunate there. That was a hell of a putt.
17 under, anyone? Not quite. Well, what a bizarre putt from a man that's been flying.
Well, I think he's just relaxing now, enjoying it. The pressure's off. I mean, he's got a monster lead. I don't think he can be caught. I know he knows he can't be caught. He's just going to play sensible golf all the way in. I mean, I don't think anyone can get anywhere near him. Come on, my friend, you deserve this. That's a fantastic putt. I mean, honestly, I think he should have been half the distance from that. He got so much backspin with that wedge. As you can see, this 17th, like I said earlier, Simon, you just don't want to go down that right-hand side, anything down the left, but you're asking for trouble with that thick rough. You know, obviously, he's come in there with a wedge, what we just seen with so much backspin, and that green is so quirky. You know, you've got to land it on a dime and hold it, you know, hold your spin, don't over-exaggerate it, you know, don't get into it too aggressive so you're getting 10 or 15 foot of it, but, you know, you've got to make sure you come away with a par there. But then he had a great chance of a birdie, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as close as you can get in golf. I guess 17 and 18 for Richard Wallace, a victory lap. McCarthy looking to preserve his position at the moment in second. It's good money to add to his order of merit.
Ooh.
Dear me, we've seen a couple of these today. That one has gone, and I do mean gone.
I think that's clattered into that little tree that was on its own and might have kicked it left into the gorse bush. I mean, that could be... Oh, you don't want to be doing that at the closing few holes.
Sebi then. Get another long, well-judged, aggressive putt from him.
Come
Just
on,
to stay 7 under.
Come on, mate. Yes.
All good.
He'll be happy with that. I mean, he was in the rough on the left. This is his third shot, so he's had to go back line of sight, I think, on this one. Left himself a real tricky shot. I tell you what, that's as good as he could do out of that lie, all that way back. I mean, he's had to take a drop. He couldn't do his 2 club lengths out to the side, had to go back in line of sight and yeah, take his medicine.
But he falls then towards the clubhouse at 18, doesn't like it.
Don't be...
Well, he's going to have to produce a bit of that tasty wedge play that we saw earlier from John Morgan to get himself back in contention there.
Oh, you're very kind. He's got plenty of green to work with, though. I think he's got a hell of a chance to pull off a nice chip there.
Now can Sebi, the Spaniard, finish on a high note?
I think that's out to the right as well. Oh, I'm going to be very interested to see this one.
That's no fun.
Nah, that's going to be quite quick there. A lot of borrow. He's right up against that fringe, which is... Oof. I mean, as we can see, Wallace there just fluttered with the bunker on the left-hand side, the one I said was in play, and got away with it. But, I mean, wouldn't be happy with that shot, but I think, you know, he's a very relaxed man right now.
Yeah, the 2012 Surrey Open winner. PGA International team player as well. Heading for a superb victory. Now then, Foles with that room that John mentioned to work with, but that's been his undoing.
Yeah, that's, he wasn't happy with that, straight up and out of it. Just lagged it short of the hole.
Well, we all like watching Nick McCarthy play. I think he's another man that we will see with a win by the end of this season. But today, it's all been about this man. And this, out of all the holes he's played, this has been his least competent.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, just landed in that fringe, killed it then for him. Right then, Seb, see what you got, mate. This is an absolute beautiful. Come on. Ooh, bit scared of it. Bit scared of it. Come on, Sid, you got... You know, you're not a frightened man. Come on.
McCarthy then. Bogey putt. Again, another very tentative stroke.
That could cost him a lot of money there, coming down the stretch.
Well, you hope not, don't you? But you're absolutely right, John, especially if he makes a mistake at 18. Perfectly possible, as these two have shown. Foles and Garcia Grout with work to do. Well, he tried. He tried.
I tell you what, my heart bleeds for the man. He's played some good golf at times and not got anything out of it. Shame there, 4 bogeys, 3 birdies, 1 over par, unfortunately for today. Could have done with a nice little juicy 69 or 68, you know. Seb. Another one slides, another one bites the dust.
Oh, what a shame. Tame finish for both men. Not the 64 that Foles hit last year, but for Sebi Garcia-Grout, clearly on the comeback trail.
I mean, lovely 2 under par. I mean, he's had some great holes out there, but then it looks like he's just wasted a few at weird times, you know. You know, ones that he should really capitalise on. It's a shame.
And Wallace, once again, nailing an absolute clonker.
Radar, I'm going to call him.
Radar Wallace, he's heading off to the 18th. Let's have another look at this fantastic par 3.
It is an absolute cracker, this hole. Beautiful river that you see just running around, absolutely making this a gorgeous looking hole to firstly look at, with the trees on the right and the trees on the left, and an amazing green, and one that just absolutely makes this hole complete. I mean, beautiful clubhouse like we were saying before. Delight to play.
Well, let's hope that Wallace can delight this crowd. Good to win, but good to win with a strong finish.
That was a good strike. Cool, he got into that though. I might have to calm down a little bit. Ooh. I tell you what, he's okay there. He's nearly down in no man's land, where I put you.
McCarthy back to 8 under, half the score of his opponent. Oh, and that's gone as well. That's a boomerang.
He's definitely got the left Sev Freds going on. Nearly at the main man down there.
Just checking everybody's okay. That is the case. But he'll have to conjure something. Well, there's the gallery at 18 and the gallery following this group as well. It's a real part of the EuroPro Tour. Very often the members and some of the players will get out there and follow that last group home.
Such a great hole there, so you never get bored of playing this one. He'd have to send this up his left nostril, and he's playing absolute beauty. Absolute beauty. Respect from the crowd there.
Yeah, come on then. This for the barnstorming finish. He's been knocking them all day for fun.
Yeah. Cool. He's ripped it. Adrenaline is flying. The adrenaline got the better of him there.
Well, we've seen a few missed putts over the years on the EuroPro Tour on this particular green, some of which have cost people titles, but no such danger today for Richard Wallace. He won't be happy with this. He'll just have to say to the crowd, I promise you, for the other 17 holes, I played pretty well. Look at that. Minus 15 for the tournament and a beautiful 65 to finish on the final day.
He definitely would have liked a bogey-free round, that's for sure. I think that's every player's dream. And it's, unfortunately...
Well, it wasn't to be for Nick McCarthy. Body language on the front nine told you that it hadn't gone his way. Good effort to recover on the back nine, but not quite. 8 under then for him. That's how he finishes his tournament. But for Richard Wallace, wow, what a fantastic result. 65 on the last day, 15 under for the tournament, and nobody else in sight. McCarthy and Garcia-Grout, though, hanging on to their 2nd and 3rd places. So congratulations to our winner of the Kerry London Championship. Richard Wallace picks up the trophy and the winner's cheque for £10,000. And Tony Wrighton spoke to our winner.
Richard, many congratulations. A stunning round of 65 today, so far ahead of the field. How does it feel winning your first EuroPro Championship?
Obviously it feels fantastic. I think certainly benefited from holding a few sneaky ones around the turn. We had a good battle actually for front nine, and it was literally just holding a couple of sneaky 30-footers on 12, 13 that was the difference.
Sneaky 30-footers?
Well, the greens are so good that you can hold them from anywhere, to be honest, but they're a decent speed, so when you hit it 30 feet, you're thinking, right, I'll just try and two-putt it, but unfortunately for me, they just sneaked in, I'm more than happy.
And just at the end there, you were on course for 64, and we could tell that was the first drop shot all day. That's the game of golf, isn't it? The fact you played so well, and you still walked off the last green feeling fairly frustrated.
Well, yeah, to be honest, I wanted to finish with 2. I wanted to shoot 9. I think if you ask any of the pros here, or any golfer, you want to hole every putt. Doesn't matter what's on the line, I just wanted to try and hole it. My pitch mark was on the line, So I had to hit it firm enough to get it over it. But yeah, no, to be honest, I was trying to hold it rather than dolly it up for a 2-putt.
Well, you played really well. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Wallace.
So the top 5 on the order of merit get that invite to the Scottish Hydro Challenge on the Challenge Tour, along with the top 5 Scots. As 5th place Elliot Saltman is Scottish, that means that 6th place Stiggy Hodgson also gets an invite. Well done to him. That's it then for this week. Next week on the EuroPro Tour, we head off to the championship quality of the fabulous Collingtree Park. Just remains for me to thank John Morgan, and from myself and John, we'll see you again soon.